Ben didn't want his love letters to Jennifer being made public in her new film, but insiders have claimed it wasn't because he had kept them a secret from his ex-wife, because Jennifer Garner's fans were kind of outraged after Ben Affleck revealed that he clung on to his correspondence with J.Lo during his 13-year marriage, and then had those letters and emails bound into a book to gift to Jenny from the Block when they reunited in 2021. But insiders have quashed any notion that the admission shocked Garner. Apparently she was happy for Ben Affleck and J.Lo. She's friends with them, and she's also at peace in her current relationship. But Ben, on the other hand, would love for the outside world not to know about his love letters. Sure, he's a romantic, but you know, he's still a private kind of guy. He keeps his memories, whether it is from the movies he worked on or family, relationship moments. He always has what common folks call receipts. But then at the end of the day, nobody was surprised by J.Lo making things public because J.Lo wanted everybody to know about it. She was like, oh, this is our inspiration. Ben didn't know that she actually brought those into the studio until she told the world. According to several of J.Lo's former staff members, Jennifer earned herself the nickname Paylo because she paid her staff around 50% less than they could make elsewhere. And this rumor's been going on for years, so it's pretty much fact at this point. We're talking like 2003, which is like 20 plus years ago. J.Lo was spotted in Vegas with Ben Affleck when they were first dating. Right now we're in round 3, 2, depends on where you are on the timeline. The pair had a big win. Ben decided to drop $2,000 to the dealer, but before the dealer could actually take his well-earned reward, J.Lo snatched up the cash, swapped it for $200. Now, people are like, okay, does she have a reason for paying her staff so little? She's like, yeah, I had to work hard to make my money, so like everybody else should. And like, I'm sorry, that's just embarrassing. If you had to work hard to earn what you earned, you should want to try and make it easier for others because you know how hard it is. It's just a really entitled point of view, and it's gross. Now, if you didn't know, earlier this year, J.Lo released her documentary on Prime. It's This Is Me Now, a love story. Gave you behind-the-scenes look into her album, This Is Me Now. If I'm sounding redundant, just you wait. The movie was called The Greatest Love Story Never Told. Until it was told, and now it's over. Sorry, my little ad lib there. Some fans who watched it took to social media to call her out for her lies. Because in one scene, she poses in the mirror of her personal gym because she's shaking out her hair. She's reminiscing about growing up in the Bronx. She's like, yeah, I like taking my hair like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. Crazy little girl who used to be effing wild, no limits, all dreams. But then come in TikTok user, photos by Angela, who's like, I went to the same Catholic high school as J.Lo, and J.Lo is lying. She said, and I quote, we both attended an all-girls high school in an Irish and Italian neighborhood, so you weren't running up and down the block. Now, J.Lo's been long accused of some, fibbing and whatnot. One big fib, apparently she doesn't actually sing on her albums. Singer Natasha Ramos took to TikTok to shed light on that rumor. So Natasha has a voice pretty similar to J.Lo's, and was allegedly hired to sing the demo of Jenny from the Block. And the production team liked her voice so much that they asked her to record 5 more songs for an album, which, oh boy. Natasha received $3,500 in a backup singer's credit. But as she claims, and as the original demo demonstrates, yeah, it's her voice in the final track. And not only in the choruses, it's her laugh, it's her yelling from the Bronx. J.Lo, I think, only really sings in the verse. Speaking of stealing, J.Lo's notorious for stealing from other artists. Like, she caught her big break back in 1997 when she starred as the late Latin pop icon Selena in the biography of the same name. And after that film, J.Lo ventured into music. Her demo was picked up by music exec Tommy Mottola and Sony Music, and she dropped her debut album in summer of 1999. And one big hit from that album was If You Had My Love. You know it, you love it, we've all heard it. Well, that song got some backlash from R&B singer Shantae Moore because Moore had a near identical song called If I Gave Love that she recorded a year prior in 1998. Both these songs were written and produced by Rodney Jerkins. It's been said that J.Lo's then boyfriend, whose name I probably shouldn't say on here, pressured Jerkins to write a near identical song. And J.Lo's stealing habits only got worse as time went on. This wasn't like a one and done. So using background vocals is not uncommon in the music industry. But the issue with J.Lo is that she's passed those off as her own. Songs like Play and the I'm Real remix feature prominent reference track vocals from Christina Milian, Ashanti. J.Lo and Ja Rule's music video for I'm in Real remix, yeah, J.Lo used Ashanti's reference track vocals in the song and passed them off as her own. Yeah, instead of J.Lo re-recording the song, which is kind of what's normal in the industry, she left the demo vocals on the song and failed to credit anybody else. If I was to list everybody she's like stolen from over the years or attempted to steal from, we'd be here all day. But let's look at some notable names. Usher, Mariah Carey, Brandy Norwood. I could go on and on. Oh, and by the way, JLo's also been accused of lip syncing a lot during live performances. In 2021, fans flooded social media during her American Music Awards performance because they were very disappointed that her vocals did not match the studio version of her song On My Way. And then 2014, she was performing on American Idol, and folks were like, no, you're lip syncing I Love Ya Poppy. We all saw it, we all know it. Not the right move. So in 2002, JLo starred in the romantic comedy Made in Manhattan. And she went all over the world promoting this, and when she landed in London, people were talking. They weren't talking about the movie though, they were talking about her demands. Because, well, she was there and, hanging out, she had a very interesting encounter with hotel staff. She was staying at the Metropolitan Hotel, and this is where the early signs of JLo being a career diva began to show. The hotel staff was astounded by her extravagant demands, because apparently it was reaching levels they'd never seen before. She was like, I need thousands of pounds of lemon-scented candles. And also, if I'm even gonna go a block around the corner, I need a limo. Literally, she had 7 limousines escort her to lunch at a place that was only 200 yards away. So maybe you think, well, Alexa, maybe she grew out of that. 2012 reports surfaced that Jenny from the Block demanded that staff working for her make no eye contact or even speak with her. While having work done on her San Fernando Valley home, she demanded that none of the helpers, drivers, or contractors have any interactions with her. And reportedly, when flying first class, she doesn't like anybody to bother her. Not even a flight attendant. And that's their job. They bother you for safety, if you need a snack. One time a flight attendant offered her a drink, and she was like, She said instead to her assistant, please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime. Sure, this rumor hasn't really been confirmed, but come on, who does that? JLo had her former co-star Ryan Guzman fake his relationship status to hype up their movie almost 10 years ago. And we found this out from his ex-girlfriend who was with him at the time. So Melanie Iglesias called out JLo on the No Chaser podcast for how Jen acted during the 2015 The Boy Next Door press run. Because apparently JLo was holding hands with Ryan at after parties and acting like they were an item. But she knew fully well he had an actual girlfriend. The model says she even met JLo at an award show while she was dating Ryan, claiming she gave her an awkwardly firm handshake and an intimidating once-over, something Melanie says she was disappointed over, seeing as at the time she viewed JLo as a hero. And Melanie also pointed that when Ellen DeGeneres directly asked JLo on the show, doesn't he have a girlfriend? JLo played dumb. She's like, I don't know. Girl, you knew. JLo faced a lot of backlash after revealing she was unhappy about sharing the stage with fellow artist Shakira at the 2020 Super Bowl. The duo took the stage by storm at the iconic annual halftime show, with their history-making performance attracting a lot of praise from fans and celebrities worldwide. But turns out, despite the actual success of the performance, JLo wasn't really happy with the NFL's decision to have her and Shakira take the stage together. She admitted in her Netflix documentary that we know way too much about that she thought it was the worst idea in the world. Shortly after those comments hit online, fans were like, okay, what's up with this entitled attitude? Arguing that regardless of time constraints, it was iconic. And it's like, girl, you went out, you did your thing. After Billy Ray Cyrus split from his wife Tish in July of 2022, he moved on with singer Fire Rose, who he initially met while on the set of Hannah Montana. Fire Rose, for her part, was a guest star on the show when she was just 22. The pair, who have a 27-year age difference, worked together as music collaborators before getting engaged in November of 2022. Now Billy is breaking his silence after a private conversation between him and his now estranged wife was publicly leaked. On July 24th, the country star used social media to address an audio recording that went viral. By the way, they're in the middle of a divorce, pretty messy one. Cyrus claimed, everything I thought I knew about her was a lie, alleging that Fire Rose was trying to take over his career, his life, use his name for her own gain, and then he concluded that post by warning her he would see her in court. From bumps in the road to baby bumps, Cardi B and Offset's relationship has been quite the roller coaster ride. It began, I believe, in early 2017 and has since brought cheating scandals, a secret marriage, some offspring, and some hot collaborative tracks. So these two got secretly married on September 20th of 2017 before the rapper proposed to her on stage at Power 99's Powerhouse concert in Philadelphia on October of that same year. According to the Fulton County Magistrate in Georgia, Cardi filed for divorce from Offset nearly 3 years later on September 15th. The two eventually got back together weeks later, but let's fast forward to this year, right? Cardi's rep confirmed to some news outlets in the beginning of August that she filed for divorce from Offset, asking for primary custody of Culture and Wave. And at the same time, she confirmed that she was pregnant with her third baby. Rest in peace, Haylor 2.0. While Taylor Russell and Harry Styles dated for 14 months, they are one of the latest celebrity couples on the chopping block. According to news outlets, they took a make-or-break trip to Tokyo earlier this year and then called it quits the following month. An insider told news outlets that Harry's been in America and she's been in London. They made a lovely couple and it was obvious that Taylor made Harry happy, but things got strained and then they took some time out. Harry has a history of cheating on his partners, most notably one Taylor Swift, so I'm getting deja vu. Anybody else? Sam Raimi and Gillian Green are a longtime couple that sadly called it quits this year. Green filed for divorce from the Spider-Man director back in May after 30 years of marriage, according to court documents obtained by news outlets. While Raimi and Green's marriage date is listed as September 17th of 1993, their date of separation was listed as TBD. The filing showed that Green requested that the court award her spousal support and terminate Raimi's ability to receive alimony. She was also requesting that Raimi cover her attorney fees. Lee Remini and Angelo are amicably moving forward with their divorce after more than 2 decades of marriage. The entrepreneur filed a response, which was obtained by People earlier this month, to his estranged wife's divorce filing. So both of them have requested that the court deny spousal support for both parties. And then they've also indicated irreconcilable differences as the grounds for divorce, and named August 1st as the date of separation, which was cited in the filings. The public statement read, "After a lot of effort and consideration, we've decided to take this step, which reflects who we are today. Our bond is still strong, it's just evolved into something different. We think a marriage that lasted this long and created so many beautiful memories, especially raising our incredible daughter, is something to celebrate. From our perspective, this marriage was a huge success. We want to be as transparent as we can be here, because for years we shared our marriage so publicly. Whether it was on our specials on VH1 or our reality show airing for 2 seasons on TLC, we are sharing this unknown territory with you all as we take our first steps into this next stage of our lives publicly." The duo first met back in 1996 when somebody was performing at a Cuban club and somebody else walked in. The couple later wed in 2003 and welcomed a daughter on June 16th of 2004, and there's plenty of other offspring as well from previous relationships. Rumor Willis and Derek Richard Thomas have sadly called it quits. On August 22nd, Willis revealed she was no longer with her boyfriend as she answered fans' questions in an uncensored Ask Me Anything on her Instagram stories. Somebody was like, "Are you and Derek still a couple?" And then Rumor was like, "Nope, I am single momming it and co-parenting." "I'm so grateful for Lou," she said, and that was like her 16-month-old daughter, by the way, who the duo welcomed together on April 18th of 2023. She said, "She is the best thing in my life. I am forever grateful I was able to have the time in that relationship for her to come into my life." Now, it's not exactly known when Rumor, who by the way is the daughter of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, and Thomas first started dating, but it's thought that they've been in a relationship since like 2022, because in December of that year was when they confirmed they were expecting that daughter, which oh well. Rachel Walters, 90 Day Fiancé alum, confirmed in May that she and her husband split after 7 years of marriage. She said, "It absolutely pains me to post this. This isn't the update we wanted to share. This was all said in an Instagram reel. This isn't the ending we were hoping for, nor is it the finale we were thinking would happen. Long-distance relationships can be brutal on the toughest of couples." Rachel added that the pair had attempted to get John a visa, but were not successful, which led to their decision to call it quits. She said, "We have unfortunately grown too far apart. The decision has been made on our end to not continue. The visa journey is sadly over, it's the end of an era, and was not an easy decision to have to make. Please give us the privacy and time to adjust to our new reality." Samantha Cope is speaking out about the allegations emerging amid her ongoing divorce from Joey Lawrence. Reps confirmed on August 21st that Cope filed for divorce after 2 years of marriage, requesting sole physical custody of their daughter Dylan. Now, Lawrence shares his eldest daughters, Charleston and Liberty, with his ex-wife, Chandy Yon Nelson. Trust me, that'll be relevant later. The actor shared a statement after Lawrence claimed they had a deeply troubled marriage, and his daughters, by the way, Charleston and Liberty, were not accepted by Cope. "As a mother who values her daughter above all else, I find these false accusations deeply troubling," Cope shared in a statement. "I am confident that the truth is known to me, to Joey, and to God. I am choosing to put my focus on healing, caring for my daughter, and processing the loss of my marriage and my family." Lawrence also claimed in his earlier statement that the pair's short-lived marriage was fraught with difficulties from the beginning and their differences became insurmountable, while also denying having a physical relationship with co-star Melina Alves while filming their movie Socked In for Christmas. Turns out that shortly after the divorce news broke, a source close to the family told news outlets that Lawrence allegedly had an affair with Alves. The source claimed that the two had a working relationship and were partners on a couple of things. And he knew she was also going through a divorce. He was very empathetic to her situation and called her collateral damage when it comes to all of this. Another source later told news outlets that Lawrence and Cope's separation helped improve the actor's relationship with his loved ones and mend his co-parenting relationship with Chandy Yon Nelson. because once they split, things got exponentially better between him and his ex-wife and their girls. Joey's strong in his faith, so he's trying to take it all in stride, but he's very disappointed and upset about how all of this has turned out. News outlets confirmed on August 23rd that Linda Reese filed for divorce from TV judge Greg Mathis after 39 years of marriage. She cited, my favorite, irreconcilable differences as the reason for the breakup and is seeking spousal support. They share a number of offspring, and I wish them the best. Jill Martin, who announced her breast cancer diagnosis last July, is parting ways from her husband Eric Brooks after marrying in September of 2022, not even a year after her diagnosis, which has undoubtedly been tough to navigate for both on multiple levels. A source told news outlets that the pair is quietly divorcing, and this has been confirmed. Jill is focused on getting healthy and making a difference. She's been launching a lot of new initiatives, and she's starting a new business, so go Jill! Cameron and Vanessa Matheson announced their plans to divorce back in July, saying that after 22 years of marriage, we have made the difficult decision to part ways. We enter this new chapter with deep love, kindness, and respect for each other. This was in a joint Instagram statement. They said, we hold gratitude in our hearts for the wonderful years we shared together. Our children have been and will continue to be our highest priority, and we will forever share in our devotion and love for them.
Not all celebrities turn out to be good. Travis Barker was caught leaking information to TMZ about his then-wife Shanna Mulker, telling them that she was a horrible mother. And then there's all the times Taylor Swift has written songs about her exes. She said, if guys don't want me to write bad songs about them, then they shouldn't do bad things. And she's right, although she's absolutely destroyed some of the men she's dated. Relationships can go downhill fast when it involves celebrities, as a lot of their relationships are shown to the world, with everyone giving their opinion on it. But with celebrities lying, cheating, and taking advantage of others, their exes have now spoken out, warning the world of their bad behavior. If you date Taylor Swift and do her dirty, she'll write a song about you. Now, some of these are subtle, like the song about Joe Jonas called Mr. Perfectly Fine, but just because that song was low-key, that doesn't mean she won't call you out. In 2008, while on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Taylor said, someday I'm going to find someone really great for me. When I find that person that's right for me, he'll be wonderful, and when I look at that person, I'm not even going to be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18. Now, she said that referring to Joe, which ouch. Now, some of her songs are not so subtle, like Dear John, about her ex John Mayer. Now, it's important to note that Taylor was 19 and John was 32 when they dated. The lyrics of the song include, Dear John, I see it all now that you're gone. Don't you think 19 is too young to be played by your dark twisted games? When I loved you so, I should have known. Now, safe to say, if you do Taylor dirty, she will let the world know through her music. Now, Vanderpump Rules co-stars Ariana Madix and Tom Sandoval began dating in early 2014, but after 9 years together, they called it quits after Tom's affair with co-star Raquel Leviss was revealed. 2 weeks after learning of Tom's months-long affair with Raquel, Ariana broke her silence on social media. Then, Ariana confronted her ex several times during the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 reunion. After several heated exchanges, Tom ended with a teary apology to Ariana. I know that you don't hate me, but I want you to know I will always love you, he continued, crying. I'll always be cheering you on from afar, he says. Ariana, however, replied with, I will not forgive him and I will not be cheering him on from afar. Afterwards though, Ariana revealed a lot about her relationship with Tom during a Call Her Daddy episode, saying that she looked past some red flags while they were together. Speaking of their breakup and Tom's infamous cheating scandal, Ariana said, clearly in the last 7 months he was a pathological liar. It's now hard for me to look back at 9 years, and if I tell myself he's a pathological liar, that means the last 9 years of my life were potentially a lie. She even shared that they went into couples counseling and her intention was to fix their relationship. But she later learned that Tom was already cheating on her when they went to counseling and that he was using it as a means to break up with her. Now, Iggy Azalea was engaged to basketball player Nick Young, but he was caught cheating twice. His first bout of infidelity was when a friend of his recorded a video of him cheating. Now, him and Iggy reconciled, but they broke off their engagement because she caught him on security cameras bringing other women into their home. Now, after this was announced, Nick's high school sweetheart, Kiona Green, announced that she was 22 weeks pregnant with his child, so he got back together with her. Iggy found this out from news headlines, and Nick then got back together with Kiana, and they are currently engaged. Then Iggy got the best revenge ever. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live, she told Andy Cohen what she did to work through the pain, burning all of his things. "I burnt it all, darling. Every single designer you can think of, I've burned. I texted him a video and I was like, hey, I'm burning your crap. I don't know where you are. You're probably with some girl. I hope you get home quickly because we're progressing on the spectrum of cheap to expensive." Now it seems like Nick has a cheating problem, and if he doesn't want more of his stuff burned, he should learn to stay more faithful. Now, Travis Barker's ex-wife Shanna Mulliker has been very vocal about her relationship with him. On a 2024 episode of Bunny XO's Dumb Blonde podcast, she spoke about the time she found emails on his computer that ultimately led to their split. "When I was setting up his computer and he FaceTimed with the kids, he was getting a blood transfusion, and I looked in his email and I saw all of the emails from the women," she explained. "The other women didn't bother me as much as when he went to TMZ and wrote a comment. You write a comment and then TMZ will email you a link and you have to click the link to approve the comment. And I saw all these comments in his email that he was posting about me on TMZ and about what a crappy mother I was, what a terrible person I was. I couldn't effing believe that he was the one behind some of those comments," she said in tears. "I left the hospital and I went home and I cried in my mother's arms for hours." Now, Mel B got married to Stephen Belafonte in 2007 and things went south. They only had one child together and she filed for divorce in 2017 as she accused him of emotional and physical mistreatment as well as having an affair with their nanny. Now, Stephen ended up marrying their nanny and Mel also accused him of engineering a sham marriage for their nanny so he could carry on their affair. Now, she had a tattoo of Stephen's name and she had the tattoo cut off by a surgeon that required 13 stitches. Yeah, she didn't just get it removed, she got it cut off of her. And if that's not a warning, I truly don't know what is. She will now need laser to minimize the incision scar. "I wanted the tattoo removed to help close the final chapter on a toxic relationship," Mel B said in December 2017. And hey, you gotta do whatever helps you get past it. Then, in 2022, Amber Heard opened up to the world in a televised trial how her ex-husband Johnny Depp had treated her. She wrote an article about what she went through in their relationship without naming his name, but this made Johnny mad. He ended up suing her for defamation, and she countersued him, and it was just a whole big messy situation. Now, Amber took the stand and took countless stories of Johnny mistreating her physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, instead of the world believing her as a victim, they made fun of her and ridiculed her. Now, the truth is, a lot of people, especially in the film industry, didn't like Johnny because he mistreated the cast and crew alike on set. Now, what he did to Amber was not the first time he behaved that way, and many people have shifted their opinion on the matter and feel bad for Amber. Greg Rocky Brooks, a location manager on Johnny's film City of Lies, sued Johnny for allegedly hitting him twice. Brooks filed the 14-page claim in Los Angeles on July 9, 2018. The incident happened after Brooks tried to wrap up filming outside as the crew had already extended the curfew, and the film's director, Brad Furman, reportedly told Brooks, "Why don't you tell that to Johnny Depp about wrapping that day?" But Johnny was not happy about this. He punched him twice in the ribs before yelling at him, "I will give you $100,000 to punch me in the face right now." He allegedly continued to scream and berate him in front of a set full of people until Johnny's own bodyguards physically removed him from the scene. He's also known to not learn his lines, show up late to set, or not at all. His behavior both in relationships and on set are despicable. So who knows what else he'll get away with. I guess we'll just have to wait and see and hear about people changing their opinions on all of this. I think if someone warns you that their ex-partner cheats or takes advantage of others, you should probably stay away from them at all costs, but hey, that's just me. Miley Cyrus's family has been going through a lot of drama recently, and her father Billy Ray has really been going through it with 2 divorces in the past 2 years. Now, Miley's parents, Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus, were married for 30 years but called it quits for good in April 2022. Now, in November 2022, Billy Ray moved on from his marriage to an Australian singer whose legal name is Fire Rose. Now, he told people that the two met years ago on the Disney lot where he and Miley filmed Hannah Montana. Now, the weird thing about this couple is that she's only a couple years older than Miley. Now, they stayed in touch and started dating when he separated from Tish and went from musical soulmates to soulmates. Then, in October 2023, Billy married Fire Rose, but none of his children were in attendance at the wedding. Now, it didn't last long though, as in May 2024, less less than a year after their wedding, according to People, Billy Ray filed for divorce from Fire Rose on May 22nd, citing irreconcilable differences and inappropriate marital conduct. Now we have Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ryan Anderson. Now Gypsy Rose Blanchard has found online fame after being released from prison in December 2023. Now while in prison, she was married to Ryan Anderson, but after she got out, things became complicated between the two. In 2020, Ryan sent Gypsy a letter in the mail and they went back and forth exchanging letters. Then in June 2023, they obtained a marriage certificate and got married while she was still in prison. Now 3 months after Gypsy was released though, she announced on Facebook that she split from Ryan. "Unfortunately, my husband and I are going through a separation and I moved in with my parents," she disclosed. "I have the support of my family and friends to help guide me through this. I'm learning to listen to my heart. Right now I need time to let myself find who I am." In April, Gypsy filed for divorce and applied for a restraining order against Ryan. Now they separated and she got back together with her ex-fiance named Ken. Sacha Baron Cohen and Isla Fisher share 3 children together, but they announced their divorce in May after 14 years together. They put out a joint statement saying, "After a long tennis match lasting over 20 years, we're finally putting our rackets down," the pair announced in a joint Instagram story statement on April 5th. "In 2023, we jointly filed to end our marriage. We've always prioritized our privacy and have been quietly working through this change." They went on to note that they will forever share in our devotion and love for our children, adding, "We sincerely appreciate you respecting our family's wish for privacy." Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott have had many ups and downs during their relationship. Now they met in 2005 while filming a movie together and they cheated on their partners. They then got married in 2006 and had 5 children together, but they hit a bump in the road when Dean got caught in an affair over Christmas in 2013 while promoting his gig as host of Chop Canada. The day after Christmas, we learned that he met then 28-year-old Emily Goodhand at the Fairmont Royal York Hotel for a 2-day fling. In January, he then checked himself into rehab to address some health and personal issues, he said in a statement to People. Now the infidelity was addressed later in the year on the family's new reality show, True Tori. "I feel shame, I've never felt shame before," he said on his transgressions. "You were at a Christmas event and I was effing around. That's disgusting, that's disgusting." Now later that year, Tori confirmed that the two were working through their issues. "It's something that's going to take time to get through," she told People. KJ Apa and Clara Berry confirmed their relationship with an Instagram photo on February 3rd, 2020. Then in September 2021, the pair welcomed their first child, Sasha. Now they post each other all lovingly all over social media, but it appears that everything isn't as they seem, as the couple has now split. Fans started to speculate by December 2023 that they had split when Clara and KJ stopped posting pictures of each other on social media. While Appa has not yet acknowledged his split from Berry, the two appear to be on good terms. Now after dating for 4 years, Clara confirmed their split in February. "I think it's better to have parents who are separated, who are happy, and who can be the best versions of themselves than staying together in a situation that's not working," the model said in a social media Q&A. "I'm not with my son 50% of the time and therefore won't know 50% of his life. That's something that's hard to accept." Ellie Goulding and Casper Joffling's relationship began in 2017 after meeting at a dinner with friends in New York. Now just after a year after they met, the smitten couple announced their engagement in August 2018 with a post in the Times. "I get to spend the rest of my life with this truly extraordinary and beautiful, beautiful person," Casper later wrote on social media after popping the question. "No one has ever made me feel more of life, knowledge, happiness, or love. Hope, passion, confidence, and more love." Now they got married on August 31st, 2019, and they then welcomed their first child together in April 2021. But last year, it was reported that Ellie and Casper had been spending time apart due to their hectic schedules. The rumors first emerged in July 2023, with Ellie being spotted without her wedding rings weeks later. Then this year in February, Ellie announced via social media that she and Casper privately separated some time ago. Now, Harry Styles and Taylor Russell were first linked in June 2023, but they kept their their relationship pretty low-key. They were spotted going to each other's events, Taylor to Harry's concerts, and Harry going to her plays, as well as being seen out and about with each other. At the beginning of May this year, sources told People that Styles and Russell are getting fairly serious and have the same interests. Now, the insider also noted that the couple have traveled together and spent time in England. But just a couple weeks later, Page Six confirmed on May 20th that Harry Styles and Taylor Russell called it quits after 1 year of dating. They went through a rough patch after their trip to Japan in April and are taking some time apart, a source told The Sun, adding that the singer and actress's relationship became strained recently. Now, Chance the Rapper and Kristen Corley first met each other in 2003 when they were both 9 years old. Now, after 9 years in 2012, they met again at the South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin, Texas. They reconnected and they went back home to Chicago, and shortly after, in 2013, they began dating. In September 2015, they welcomed their first daughter, and in February 2016, they broke up briefly, but later reconciled. On July 4th, 2018, Chance proposed to Kristen at a family barbecue in Chicago, and then on March 9th, 2019, they got married and welcomed their second daughter on August 29th, 2019. But they then decided to split this year. Kristen announced on Instagram that they decided to divorce after 5 years of marriage. After a period of separation, the two of us have arrived at the decision to part ways, the mom of two wrote on her Instagram stories. Now, Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied met back in 2009 when Benjamin was recruited to choreograph Black Swan and trained Natalie in ballet. They began to fall for each other, and by the time filming wrapped, they were dating. Just a year later, they were engaged and expecting their first child. After welcoming their son in 2011, they tied the knot in a coastal California ceremony. Now, they later welcomed a daughter in 2017, but the pair quietly finalized their divorce in February after 11 years of marriage, Natalie's rep confirmed to People. Now, the Black Swan star secretly filed for a dissolution over the summer in France, where she lives with her two children. The divorce came after Page Six broke the news that the choreographer had allegedly cheated on Natalie with "It was short-lived and it is over," a source told People. And finally, we have Bobby and Corey Althoff. Bobby Althoff's husband, Corey, filed for divorce from the podcaster in early February, months after she was forced to shut down rumors that she hooked up with Drake. Now, according to the dissolution of marriage obtained by Page Six, Corey cited irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. Corey asked for joint legal and physical custody of the kids, and interestingly, the tech executive listed the date of separation as July 4th, 2023, the same month Drake was a guest on Bobby's The Really Good podcast. Now, the following month, she denied that she and the rapper had a romantic fling that led to a falling out, but it seems like Corey didn't fully believe it.
Does Ben Affleck secretly hate J-Lo's level of fame? A recent interview with Kevin Hart has just shed some light on this debated topic. Hart's Peacock series, Heart to Heart, is a talk show that brings on A-listers to showcase their true self. Affleck was the A-lister for the season 4 premiere. A good choice considering everyone wants to know what's been up with him lately. People have been wondering if Affleck secretly dislikes his wife's level of fame. He certainly didn't help his case when he said it was effing bananas, which could mean nothing. Although he is right to say it, J-Lo's fame level is off the charts. In context, the actor had been telling a story about him and his family when they were in NYC and on their way to a Broadway show. However, due to bad traffic or something, they had to get out and walk the remainder of the way to the theater to make sure they were going to be on time. Affleck recalls that once out of the car and into Times Square, people immediately reacted to J-Lo, running backwards to get videos and pictures and screaming. It was, as Affleck claims, effing bananas. If Affleck does hate J-Lo's fame, he is trying to keep that under wraps, finishing off his story saying his wife was amazing. Sometimes secrets between couples are a good thing, and it can be a serious breach of trust when those secrets get shared without one party's consent. That's exactly what happened between Lopez and Affleck when J-Lo shared the love letters Ben had written to her, and he didn't find out until it already happened. Affleck is a very private guy. That has been made abundantly clear over the years. That means he is also not one to share many comments about his personal relationships. That doesn't mean he isn't a romantic. He clearly is, if the love letters he wrote for J-Lo are anything to go by. However, it seems that in his perfect world, we would never know about these love letters, especially not the content in them. But once those letters left his hands for JLo's, he lost control over who reads them. JLo let some musicians read the contents of the letters in hopes it would inspire them. This happened while filming the documentary about her movie. Ben allegedly had no idea this was going to happen, which some people say is a serious breach of trust. Even though Affleck appeared taken aback, he seems to have accepted that it happened, and that if JLo wants to call the film the greatest love story never told, the letters about said love story should probably be in it. Affleck hates a spotlight, old news. JLo loves a spotlight, also old news. Opposites attract, but there is only so long people can go on pretending they enjoy something they secretly hate. Affleck has been making it clear that he would prefer to be out of the picture rather than in it. Back at the 2023 Grammys, Affleck made it quite clear he didn't want to be the center of attention that night, leading to a clip of a small disagreement between him and JLo going viral online. The couple were on camera in the first place because the host, Trevor Noah, was doing like a little bit right beside them. It was impossible to not have the couple in the shot. In the viral clip, you can see Affleck lean forward to whisper something in JLo's ear, something she clearly didn't like, as it looks like she's angry with Affleck, says some stern words, and lightly hits him on the chest before turning back around, realizing where the camera is, and smiling. People were quick to comment on this interaction with things like "Free Ben" and "Affleck looks miserable." It was causing such a ruckus that Affleck actually ended up clearing the air in a later interview. He shared that the interaction was simply another addition of him being camera shy, saying, "I saw Trevor Noah and I was like, oh god, they were framing us in the shot, but I didn't know they were rolling. I leaned into her and I was like, as soon as they start rolling, I'm going to slide away from you." To which JLo's response was apparently, "You better effing not leave." So she was actually a bit upset with him because he didn't want to be on camera, which could mean nothing in the long run, but if we are looking at the long run of this couple so far, this seems to be a common theme. Ben Affleck's recent home switch has many turning heads. Him and JLo were living together in a mansion they purchased in 2023 for $60.8 million. Now it seems Ben has either moved out or is simply spending some time in a different mansion. The rental the actor is staying at is notably closer to where his ex, Jennifer Garner, lives, which could mean nothing. It also could mean he just wants to live closer to his kids, especially with so many milestones happening, like his daughter's graduation, for example. People are still keeping a close eye on said rental, hoping to get some info about what is going down, or maybe if JLo is staying there too. Some would argue no, after the incident at Affleck's daughter's graduation party. Affleck and JLo attended together and were seen leaving together in his car, heading back to the rental. However, once they got there, JLo was not sticking around, allegedly getting out of one car and into the next before presumably heading home. Now photos of the couple's $60 million mansion are back on Zillow. Nothing has been confirmed yet regarding whether or not the couple is actually selling their property, but the secret photos are an interesting move. Speaking of spending time apart, it looks like Affleck is hanging around making headlines in LA right now, while JLo is off vacationing in Europe. If JLo wanted to keep this mini vacay on the down low, it is not working. Photos have hit celebrity gossip sites of the singer on boats taking selfies because she looks great on a boat in Italy. I think we would all snap a few selfies in that situation. Notably, JLo's husband, he's not there with her. This absolutely might be due to a work-related reason. Affleck does seem quite busy between his current projects being filmed and running Artist Equity with longtime partner in crime Matt Damon. Sources that claim to be close to JLo have given some insight into why Ben and JLo might be apart right now, saying, "Jen loves vacationing in Europe during the summer. It's been nice for her to experience a change of pace and have some breathing room. So it seems like maybe JLo just needs some time away, which could mean nothing." The source confirmed that JLo is having a good time with her girls, doing the kind of stuff that is allegedly not really Affleck's scene, like staying out late, getting dressed up to go shopping, dancing, and things like that. The source confirmed that all that isn't really Affleck's thing, saying that's never really been Ben's scene, even when him and Jen weren't having any issues. They did clarify that though Affleck is not there with his wife, JLo isn't letting that dampen her vacation, which, good for her, she's partying the night away in Europe, she should be feeling her best doing that. It's come out that JLo allegedly has rules that Affleck must follow. ranging from some that align with Affleck's lifestyle already, and a few that are unexpected, at least to the public. Some rules that Affleck allegedly must follow that he was probably already doing are working out and not smoking or drinking. One of the newer, surprising rules are no female flight attendants on their flights. When the public found out about this little secret rule, people were quick to call JLo controlling and overbearing. However, there might be a reason JLo allegedly has a rule like this. A past ex of hers, Mark Anthony, allegedly had an affair with a female flight attendant. Ben Affleck has been caught without his wedding ring more than once, which is not a good look amid rumors of divorce. Just a few days ago, the star was out to lunch with his oldest daughter, and NY Post reports that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring, which could mean nothing. One time that Affleck was seen without his ring definitely did mean nothing. The Accountant 2 is in production right now, so Affleck has been filming for that for the past little bit. While on set, he was spotted without his wedding ring, but as I mentioned before, they were filming. The missing ring likely had more to do with filming the movie than anything happening in his personal life. He was seen wearing it the next day as he headed to work, so he is really keeping people on their toes with this one. One big secret everyone wants to uncover is why Affleck and Lopez have been attending some events solo. It's a big mystery everyone wants to solve, and the official statements from the stars are making some people more suspicious than anything else. The biggest event JLo attended alone would have to be this year's Met Gala. The singer was a co-chair for the event, but showed up noticeably single. She looked great on the carpet as she headed in to host the biggest fashion event of the year, but people just couldn't shake that Affleck wasn't there beside her. The official reason given by a rep for Affleck was that he was filming The Accountant 2 in LA and just couldn't make it out. An unofficial statement comes from an alleged friend of Affleck's that he maybe opted out simply because he hates the Met Gala and it's not his scene. What is interesting is the day before the Met Gala, Affleck was present for the roast of Tom Brady, even giving a speech. Many wonder why he was able to get time off for that and not the Met Gala. Though they are on completely different sides of the country and he was already in LA, which could mean nothing. When it came out that JLo not only tries to control how much Affleck tips those in the service industry, but also will secretly exchange larger tips for smaller ones, people were in disbelief. Multiple people have shared their encounters serving JLo and Ben in some way on TikTok, leading to some pretty viral videos. Most stories have one thing in common: JLo is not fun to serve. One former casino employee claimed in a video uploaded to TikTok that JLo would either encourage Affleck to leave smaller tips for employees, or if he'd left something big, circle back later and exchange the tip for something smaller, likely without her husband knowing, but not always. In one particular instance of this, Affleck was allegedly present when it happened and allegedly looked mortified. Now some servers claim Affleck doesn't tip at all anymore, which could mean nothing. Is it possible that Affleck has been keeping his true feelings about his marriage to JLo under wraps? It looks like, if we trust a recent source that has come forward claiming that Affleck said his marriage to JLo was made in a burst of temporary insanity. This source has single-handedly caused the most drama for this couple over the past few months, and with claims like Affleck has come to his senses after years of being in a fever dream regarding his marriage to JLo, it's not hard to see why. The source spoke to Page 6, saying if there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, he would. He feels like the last 2 years were just a fever dream, and he's come to his senses now and understands there is just no way this is going to work. Now that's quite a big statement to make, and it could mean nothing, but the way Ben and JLo have been acting for the past few months has led to this source gaining validity every day.